The point I wanted to make is we're looking to expand just not Fiji's domestic capability but international capabilities. Obviously, it disturbed all of us when it happened. From Westpac's perspective, this is, as I said, a market we are emotionally very close to. The devastating effects of the cyclone troubled all of us. The teams here actually have been working very, very hard, as you probably know, over the last several weeks in putting a lot of effort together, including taking mobile banking centers to some islands where the effect was the highest, because our traditional payment systems would not have been enough to take cash out to the affected people. Beyond that, and I'll come to the inflation point in a second, but beyond that, we're also trying to see how we can aid the humanitarian efforts quite substantially. Across Westpac's international businesses, we've been working with Red Cross quite closely, and we've contributed up to last week. I think the number was close to $65,000 to Red Cross to help in the humanitarian efforts. But we're also at the same time concerned about our own employees who've lost their homes across many of the branches, because some of our employees live in the islands where the cyclone was quite high. Many of our employees have lost their homes and personal effects, which I am personally very troubled with. So I'm actually leading an effort to collect money to actually help our employees rebuild their homes and bring them back at least to the position, near the position they were in before the cyclone hit. So on the humanitarian side, Westpac is taking lots of initiatives to see what happens. We need to see the economic impact of the cyclone and its backlash needs to be addressed in a much deeper way. At this point of time, we've not had the time to look beyond all the humanitarian efforts that have been put together to think about what are the policy reforms that need to be put. I mean, we'll obviously work very closely with the government in trying to understand that. Westpac as an institution obviously has rich history institutionally in understanding some of this, and we will, as I said, work very, very closely with both the central bank here and the government here in passing through our information in helping them understand any effects of this. Early days, but some of the reconstruction work post-cyclone takes a long time. That means that money needs to go into the system. To your point, that might mean that fresh money comes into the system. That might drive up inflation. We'll need to see how that is managed. Clearly, the fiscal policy has to be managed with the monetary policy as this happens. But if I had to make a simple statement, I think foremost, before we even think of fiscal policy and monetary policy, is the well-being of the people, which has been affected because of the cyclone. I'm not putting the cart before the horse. Let's put the horse before the cart, and let's address the needs of the people coming out of the cyclone. There will be some effects of that, I'm sure, but we'll have to deal with that subsequently. If we start thinking about the effects before we think about the needs of the people, that might not be the right solution from a people perspective. I am looking at it more from a human perspective at this stage.